PA. And Iestyn Garlick has been the voice of God inside this arena for the last 35 years. Iestyn has some memories, and today is his last game. Luke Ramos, 10th test match for the Frenchman. First, looking after the world champions Mathieu Carli and Pierre Brousset, experienced assistants to help him through. And on the final weekend of November, the final test match of 2025. Under the Cardiff roof, Wales won the toss, and they and their young fly half, Dan Edwards, will kick off. Wales in red, South Africa in the change strip. Jasper Wiese with the first serious charge. Morné Vandenberg, the Lions scrum half, plays his rugby in Johannesburg. And the first test for Blair Murray, he can expect lots of those. Wales fullback today. Ruan Nortje was on it first of all for the Springboks, and then Vandenberg, who's not the biggest of chaps, tiny scrum half, but he has got some pace. Willems's kick, skids it in. Afternoon to Sam Warburton and Jamie Roberts. Afternoon, chaps.
Afternoon, Nick. Fascinating test match we got in front of us here. Cardiff wraps up the autumn series for Wales here at home. It's a huge opportunity for these players against arguably a second South African 15. I mean, dare I say that, the envy of world test rugby. The depth in their squad is absolutely phenomenal. All starts up front today. The power game, going to try and beat the Springboks. Geez, it's power with a side of power with an extra sprinkle of even more power, Sam.
Yeah, 100% agree, and that's why I'm really looking forward to performances from, I think, Davis and Carter in the second row for Wales. Haven't had a load of game time, but seeing how those guys fare against this front five of South Africa, really excited.
This is Nortje.
Here's it 9. Second back in.
Box kick from Vandenberg. Edwards was up there challenging. South Africa will go to the skies a lot, or towards the roof a lot, you would expect this afternoon. That's a brilliant pick-up from Ellis Mee. Goodness me. Glue on his fingertips.
Great start for the young man. Have a look at this. It's Ethan Hooker in the air. Know how important the aerial battle is in Test rugby. I speak about it every week. It's a great take, hands above the air. Obviously Wales on high alert as soon as South Africa regather that ball. Crossfield kick, Ellis Mee, lovely hands, great clearance kick to halfway.
22-year-old back in the mix after his debut here against Ireland in the Six Nations in February. Missed the summer tour, but with us again today. And a line out for Johan Grobler.
No competition.
Picks out Franco Mostert. Here's Damien Diolende, stationed a little bit further out today. Jamie Diolende, normally a 12, he's out at 13. And then the first break on this left-hand side for Canan Moodie, who forgot to kick the ball, which was the only thing missing from what was an otherwise beautiful move.
No advantage. Okay, knock on.
Two starting wingers today, with the two starting centres against Italy in Turin. So, I mean, that, in fairness, on a list of 1,000 great things that Canan Moodie has done, that will not be challenging it.
Reminds me of you trying to kick the ball, Sam. They tried to catch Wales cold down the blind side, didn't they? It was a lovely set play move into the midfield. You mentioned Diolende. I mean, that's a big centre partnership today. He's alongside Andre Esterhuizen. Two big men. Wales are going to be challenged there. They got two big men of their own in Joe Hawkins and Joe Roberts in the midfield. But expect South Africa to be direct on that 12-13 channel today.
First scrum, Sam.
Big part of the game is, I think we've seen 3 kicks already go South Africa's way. The aerial battle's always massive. Here's another one.
Too much pressure.
Ireland were utterly bamboozled in a way that you very rarely see an Irish scrum bamboozled a week ago in Dublin. They were folded like a paper napkin at times. South Africa just phenomenal. Wales know what's coming today. They escape with a free kick here, and Dan Edwards. Wales seem to have found a fly half that they can hang their hat on in Edwards. Very much the future. Everyone around here will hope. Had his own against the All Blacks. Dan Edwards, you'll remember the sidestepping try against Japan, the 60-metre break against Argentina. He's still only 22.
I think the good thing with Dan Edwards as well, I think he's likely to have a good run of games. I think he's our number 110 by some distance, and that's what you need in the 10 jerseys. You just need consistency, performances to put it together. And he's only a young man, 22, 23 years of age. The more tests you get, he'll just get better and better and better in dealing with these pressure test match situations.
And Wales with a couple of line-outs so far, both imaginative, the first of which was thrown long over the top. Second, a little cute one to the front.
Stop. Thank you.
Trying to avoid South Africa's tall, heavy loaders, and that's nicely laid back by me. Kieran Hardy, Osprey scrum half, never got there because it was Jasper Wiese coming through.
He's in the tackle. Just lock
Jasper
on.
Wiese does so well there. Aaron Wainwright has put a couple of big shots in on Wiese already. The very first kick-off of the game, I remember thinking, Aaron Wainwright put a really good shot in on Jasper Wiese. Anybody who watched the demonstration 40 minutes before kick-off on TNT with Dan Biggar will see this is what we were talking about. This is majority of what you see up in the air, trying to get those tap-backs. Wales need to have 3 or 4 players, primarily forwards. You can see there, Davis picking up the scraps. It's such a big part of the game now. Rarely can you take it clean because there's so much competition in the air. And that's a good example of getting the ball back off kick.
Wales giving away a few kilos. Here's the latest test of their muscle. Well, that is not a good sign from a Welsh perspective. A very, very encouraging one if you're South African.
They got their own back there. They look like they wanted to be aggressive on the first scrum. The first scrum, the free kick, was because they engaged too quickly. So you've got to wait for the referee's call. And it seemed like they just wanted to go gun-ho and put pressure on Wales. They got their timing right then. They all went off together at the same moment. And when they go with that much power and you're going backwards, it's very hard to win that call. Great scrum.
I think the feeling is, Sam, that Wilco Low has become their best scrummager this year, and the power was there for everyone to see.
What you can see as well, power is one thing, but it's all got to be synchronised. You can see when the 9 puts the ball in, that's when all 8 South Africans, they all dip, sink, and they drive together. When you get 8 men with perfect timing and big men, you get results like that.
Robilard's throw to Mostart again at the tail to open up the fast ball to the back should they want it. That's what Vandenberg was exploring. Come round the other side with Sasha Feinberg and Ngomazulu. He's tackled by Ben Carter. Dragons lot getting a go today. Here's Steenkamp. Gerhard Steenkamp. Vandenberg and Nortje.
Last feet.
Grobler waits. Instead, it's the Mostert ahead of him. We look to see Ethan Hooker away on the right-hand side, providing that threat on the width. Feinberg and Ngomazulu and Esterhuizen and Willemse. Wales on the ball quickly, and Alex Mann in particular just slowing things down a little bit, but the Springboks are gathering force. We talked of their power game and how Wales need to stand up to this, making metre upon metre. Khaleesi. Wiese. Increasing feeling of dread here for Wales as Khaleesi again takes it on, but Wainwright leading the defensive effort. But the world champions within 5 metres. Low. Still Ethan Hooker, the threat away to the right, but through the middle they go, and Gerhard Steenkamp. All the muscle and the ball in his first test as a starter, scores the first try here in Cardiff.
I think almost every carry South Africa went forward. Azarati wearing number 3. You've got to get those 2 players in position. He's just a little bit too close to that ruck. I'm not sure if he thinks the pick and go is going to be a little bit tighter, but he just needs to be that little bit wider. You need 2 men either side of that ruck, particularly in your try line. Big men, nice and low, but the gap was way too big. I think it's just fatigue for Wales. So many dominant carries. Looking at all their pack, they can all contribute. It was just a matter of time, and the attack outworked the defence. From an effort perspective, Azarati just flagging just a little bit there in D. Couldn't get into position. South Africa making them pay.
This is Steenkamp. First part of his test year was held up by a knee injury, but has really made an impact latterly. Back in time to replace Oxen Che, whose tour ended prematurely. Well, Wales, Jamie, have had an early taste of what their afternoon might be full of. They've got to find a way of dealing with that somehow.
Unfortunately, at the 11th hour there, Nick, they just switched off and it felt quite an easy try at the end, but I thought they actually defended quite well, you know, against a multiple threat pack, as Sam spoke, every forward involved during that passage of play for the Springboks. But you know, it's coming all afternoon. Wales just need to enjoy those moments defending in their 22 and really light up.
Two centres combining, Hawkins and Roberts, the two Joes. But that's as good as the connection got. There's Joe Roberts, Max Llewellyn back with Gloucester this weekend. First time we've seen Roberts this autumn. You remember the try he scored on his Six Nations debut against France last year, and Joe Hawkins releasing him. Jan Grobel up to Norkia. Ball to ball. So many provincial connections within this Springbok side. Morne Vandenberg, as we've said, plays for the Lions. Les Me with a little bit of evasion.
Is it 9? No.
Lake head first into the try scorer.
9? Last feet.
Kieran Hardy. Thomas Williams, by the way, back captaining Gloucester right now. They're at home to Harlequins in the Gallagher Prem. Loose ball. Swept up by the fly half. And another fly half gives it plenty. Hawkins to Murray, who sees plenty of space on that left-hand side. Damian Willemse goes across to Gather. And the bounce. Has that gone out? It has. Felt like a really good kick until the last couple of revolutions.
You see Blair Murray identifies the space. One extra couple of metres, that would have been a 50-22 as well. Defends it really well, Damian Willemse. Unfortunately, Wales now had to face a scrum inside their own 40-metre, middle of the park.
Willemse with the opening try last Saturday against Ireland, the final link in a chain that stretched out wide to the left wing. Brilliant finish. First try here in the Principality this afternoon, scored by somebody of a slightly different build, the loosehead prop, Gerhard Steenkamp.
I think we can see already, Nick, in this first 12 minutes, there's probably 3 aspects of play South Africa are going to pride themselves on. 1 is their physicality carrying off 9, 2 is the scrum, and 3 is the aerial battle. So far, they've been pretty dominant in all 3. You think Wales are going to need to find a foothold in one of those to keep the game to a sort of certain score level.
When has it ever been any different with South Africa? I mean, it's the foundation of their game. It always has been. I love how they have that identity in their game.
It's the Holy Trinity, isn't it? The Father, Son and Holy Ghost, and it works out well enough for them most times, and they go again with Sasha Feinberg and Gomazulu. Willemse with Hooker away to the right. Hooker, the winger, the try scorer. Off first phase. And Ethan Hooker, who graduated to full Springbok status this year.
Thank you.
Scoring tries, maybe with some onions. and a bit of mustard.
We saw this in Dublin, didn't we? Same play, scrum middle of the park.
Sorry, just that.
9 in motion. This time, it's Willemse. 2-on-1, easy. We saw Sasha Feinberg and Ngomazulu go himself last week in Dublin. This time, just feels Wales get a bit tight. It's a great finish, identifying the space, using a skill to get the ball there.
Sasha Feinberg and Ngomazulu, part of his rugby education at Llandovery College. And here he is in Wales, scoring points against Wales. From South Africa, with a couple of early tries, they lead 14-0. Cheslin Colby and Kirtley Orrance have jetted off after last weekend. We've still got Jets on the wing. Flings his head backwards.
There we go.
Wales have been rattled. Every team in the world will have been rattled by this kind of start.
I feel this next 10 minutes is absolutely critical for this game for Wales. You know, they've had a few early tries scored against them. They have to stay composed and stay focused, because aside of the quality of the Springboks, they smell blood now, and they concede another few tries quickly. This game could easily get away from Wales, so they have to find a way. We spoke about it, Sam, when we played. Big moments in games is that players come out with a big shot, just being really smart, taking a risk in defence.
Yes, we're on the line. Let's go!
This is a South African scrum, so they can hold on to it for as long as they want, maybe milk the penalty if they can. See the eagerness to get in first. Steenkamp, Grobbelaar low, powered by Klein and Nortje behind them.
Make sure you take the hit properly. And control your weight. Scrum again. Reset, please. Control your hit, guys. Crouch. Bind. Sit. Ball was not hooked.
The ball wasn't hooked back properly. And Wales with a big reprieve. They have the free kick. Gareth Thomas on the loose head side, the Osprey for Wales today. Able to replace experience with experience after losing Rhys Carey and Nicky Smith to their English clubs. Wales go to the air.
No full play here. They are falling.
Castor Willemse, who took the ball and a hit on the way down.
I don't want that.
It's a great take from Willemse, isn't it? I think it's the second or third time. He's on the way down, Willemse, so there might be a question mark over whether Gareth Thomas makes head contact, which he does a bit, but he's so low, Willemse. There's a lot of mitigation in that, but just good bravery under the high ball. South Africa really dominated that area early on. Saw them practicing it in warm-up. Lots of high balls. They would have seen the struggles that Wales would have had, but they're getting their territory so far in this first 20 minutes because they're just dominating the air.
South Africa shortening their line out, loading midfield with some big heavy trucks. One by Jean Klein. That's the break instead from the fly half, and then Khaleesi, one of those trucks. Quickly away by Vandenberg. Loose ball rescued by Mostert, but it will be Wales' possession from the scrum.
It's a running threat of Ngomazulu, isn't it? Loading the midfield. All the Welsh defenders focus on those big men in the midfield. just opens the gate for Feinberg and Gomazulu. That show and go. It's a lovely ball to Khaleesi as well. See the running threat of this guy. He's added another dimension to this already dominant Springbok side. When you're that strong a running threat at 10, it just allows you to create space for other people. Or, as we saw then, when the eyes of the defence are on other people, you sense that hold for yourself and you take it, and you've got the gas to take it.
Wainwright, as he'll have to today, not hanging around at the base of the scrum. Hardy picks his way through the white shirts to find Ben Carter. David Jenkins captaining Exeter again in the win at Sale last night.
Still inside.
Wainwright once more.
Great job. Left feet. 5, make sure you're on.
Ramos warned South Africa about the offside.
Number 4, that's right. 4, offside.
Jean Klein picked out.
Step.
Klein not needed by Munster today, interestingly, as much as Ahir Snyman is and was back for Leinster down the road in Newport last night. Springboks can still call upon him.
Right on the line, is yours.
Few words on the big screen inviting those inside the Principality Stadium to get loud, make some noise. Well, there's a half a toe hold here maybe for Wales.
No competition.
Winning the line-out, taken by Mann and thumped up by Wainwright. And again. Edwards, chased by Blair Murray. Willemse comes across and Murray knew that it was high. Took scalded hands away as quickly as he could, but nothing more than a penalty.
Just gets his timing wrong here, Blair Murray. See Willemse takes it, left foot step, starts on the shoulder, just rides up. Feels a bit silly, feels a bit pointless, especially when he pressurised South Africa into their own 22, but now they have the ball on their own 40. Clumsy challenge from Blair Murray.
We're in the end of Steve Tandy's first autumn in charge. Start to look ahead to the Six Nations soon enough. Khaleesi for the Springboks, who can start to look ahead to the sunbeds and the beaches and all the lovely things in South Africa at this time of year.
And the second one. First by red, second by white. White scrum.
Does everything right but catch a ball, Ellis Meek.
He is actually handy in the air, Meek, for the Scarlets. His fleet of foot as well. You can see why Steve Tandy's having a look at him again today, Sam.
He really impressed when he got in a Wales shirt. Good on his debut, and he is, you're right, Nick, really good normally under the air. But this is why this is such a great fixture for these young lads, because you're playing against a team who are the best at a lot of aspects of play. And we've discussed 3 of them already, which 1 physicality, 2 scrum and 3 in the air. Probably the best in the world at all 3, so it's a great barometer for these lads to see how much work there is to go until they can be competitive with the top teams in the world in certain aspects of play.
Be patient here. No pre-engagement, please. Quick reset.
Sam, how do you add stability to a scrum that is under so much pressure? What's the key for the Wales 8 here?
Good question. There's a size disadvantage. So what Duncan Jones and Shot would have been working on is need to be synchronised perfectly as an 8. So all that weight channels through at the same time. Got to stay rock solid. Second rows hold together, hold each other tight. Front rows hold each other tight. Back rows squeeze it in. You've got to make sure that technically you're spot on.
Well, that was monstrous. Esther Hazen and then Feinberg and Ngomazulu with the circus tricks. Hooker already scored one try. Willemse on the half volley. Heels on the touchline. Puts him back for the scrum penalty.
With scrums, Nick, you've got to think it's like a leaky bucket. If your second rows split apart from each other, or your props do, so when you look, there's obviously 3 at the front, there's 4 in that middle row, they've got number 8 at the back. You want no gaps in between those players, because then energy leaks through the scrum. You look at South Africa's scrum, conversely, they're so tight. That's what number 8's got to do. He's pulling the second row's hips together. The back rows want to make sure that that middle line of 4 with the 2 second rows and the 2 flankers is perfectly in line. You're all putting weight through at the same time. South Africa have the size and they're sort of synchronised at the same time, which is why when you have a size disadvantage, it's almost undefendable.
Kick from Feinberg and Ngomazulu, taking Springboks to within 6 metres of the Wales try line. Another set-piece test coming up for Wales defence. Nortje brings it down. Esterhuizen, part of this mauling effort. The centre coming into a position he's getting increasingly used to, but Wales have done brilliantly to mess that up.
That's excellent. That's really good defence from Wales. If the maul goes down, obviously the Welsh players don't have to move. They can just carry on holding on to that ball. I didn't see which player managed to get through, but somebody must have snuck through the seams of that jumper and that lifter to get on that ball. Rassie looks a little bit in disbelief.
His first game as head coach, by the way, was against Wales 7 years ago, and Wales won in Washington. To balance that, he was also invited to stir memories this week of the 1998 game when he was still playing in the back row. Finished South Africa 96, Wales 13 in Pretoria. It remains Wales' worst ever defeat.
For this scrum, Nick, look at who can keep the best shape, who stays together, because that scrum normally wins.
Wainwright. Untidy-ish ball, and Wainwright did well to gather that cleanly. Still the job for Wales, and look at Dan Edwards as far back in the in-goal area as he can be, should he be needed. But because Kieran Hardy's another 10 metres further forward, it's his kick.
Wainwright actually is excellent there, because the scrum is struggling. You want what's called a quick strike, so you want Dewi Hooker to hook that ball back to number 8's feet and have that ball in that scrum for no time, because that weight's coming through from South Africa. Just a really quick strike. Wainwright picks up, he carries off in traffic. It looks messy, but he actually does really, really well. Here we go. So look how quickly this ball comes back to number 8. So ball comes in, Dewi hooks it back, within half a second Wainwright's got it. That's an excellent hook, excellent scrum from Wales.
Wainwright, how much of that kind of work has he got through? That's his 6th carry, made over 20 metres already, and every metre would have carried a bruise or 2 with it. Moody gathers.
Released. Advantage. Back left.
South African penalty. So Vandenberg to Feinberg and Ngomazulu can play his trick card, knowing that it's coming back South Africa's way.
You're not rolling. You're slowing down the ball.
It's really provided evidence, increasing evidence on this Northern Tour, Jamie, of his growing powers, Sasha Feinberg and Ngomazulu.
I think him and Damien Willemse both add a dimension to the Springbok side they've probably not had before. You know, the skill set. Tony Brown as an attack coach. You know, I think after South Africa go back-to-back Rugby World Cup champions, you know, 1923, they're probably, you know, the first thing as a coaching group, I'm sitting down after that and going, right, are we going to win Rugby World Cup 27, do the three-peat with the way we're currently playing? I don't think they can, and this man's importance in this evolution of this South African side is super significant. And in Sasha Feinberg and Ngomazulu, they've got an absolute gem of a player who can just add that extra dimension.
Wiese off the top of the line out, with the attack coach Tony Brown watching on. It's the hooker, Jan Grobbelaar. de Allende. Once again, Wales in a potentially painful part of this pitch. South Africa relentless here. Ruan Nortje. Feels like an uneven contest, this one. Just short, the captain. Scrum half, Vandenberg gives it some air. Feinberg and Ngomazulu. Oh, that went forwards. They've not been perfect, the Springboks, so far, but they've done enough to score those 2 tries in the first half an hour. Steenkamp and hooker.
Offside.
Joe Hawkins was offside, so there's a little bit more pain to deal with.
Scrum call.
The ultimate pain. 5-metre attacking scrum.
Time off.
Goodness me.
Sam, you talk often about this kind of alpha test, and the Springboks love doing this, don't they? They don't take the tap and go. We are going to try and send one of your players to the bin.
Now, I don't normally like trying to predict what's going to happen, because they might very much play from this scrum, but I think if this is like a tight test match, and maybe they'll treat it like this, what they would do now, you talk as a pack, if you can see their pack talking, this South African pack, they can be saying, right, we're taking a scrum, we're going to keep the ball in, and we're going to work for a sin bin penalty. And they're going to want to try and get one of these Welsh players off. They might go down to 14, then Foots on the throat, score a try, play 10 minutes against 14 men. So I imagine if this was the South Africa team in a knockout stage, this is when they would turn that screw. They go for a scrum as a deliberate tactic to win multiple penalties and get a Welsh player in the bin.
In the middle of all that, you might see under his cap and with the yellow vest on, Duane Vermeulen. South Africa have been training with 25 players this week in Cardiff. So the 39-year-old has been busy hitting the rocks and the mauls and the breakdowns and packing down with the likes of Siya Kolisi and John Kleyn in the scrum. He polished his boots, he tightened his studs. He was hoping that he might get the call at the age of 39, the World Cup winner, now part of the coaching team.
He's probably still got it. Broke our hearts in 2015 at Twickenham in that quarter-final, that beautiful out the back. Fourie du Preez in the corner, game over. Wonderful, wonderful player for the Springboks down the years, and a real rock at number 8.
How old are you two?
39. I could not play.
Yeah, 37, but I look 47. That's the problem.
Duane Vermeulen not part of this Springbok scrum. They have enough fit and available big bodies here today. Where's this going? You fear for Wales in only one direction, reverse gear. Wiese trying to control this, and gets it down just. Thought for half a second he'd overdone it, but that big left hand stretched out, and off a dominant scrum, the Springboks have their 3rd try.
Yeah, without a doubt, some of the leaders in that pack, when they awarded that penalty, said there's nothing else we're going to do but go for this scrum. Wales actually get away lightly because it's so dominant. Wales don't take it down, they stay up. It means there's only going to be 1 penalty infringement maximum, but they score. Had there been repeated penalties, then there might have been a yellow card. So you actually sometimes think you just swallow your medicine, give up that scrum, get back to the halfway line, go again, as a try conceded is better than a sin bin and a try conceded.
Do you think the Wales players think that, Sam, in the middle of that scrum? Obviously, it sounds quite a bit of a paradox, isn't it? You're scrumming so hard, but you don't want to concede a yellow card. But once you feel that going back, same as a maul, you'd rather concede a try than have a man go to the bin.
Yeah, I think it's more for, say, Azarati and Gareth Thomas, who are your props. It's like, right, we're going backwards. Rather than take this down, let's stay up. If you stay up, at least you stay legal. Often penalties are given when a prop will pull that opposition down because they want the momentum to stop. And they'll all blame each other for who dragged it down, but they were honest Wales, they stayed up, swallow your medicine, go again.
So half an hour gone. South Africa 3 tries. Steenkamp, hooker, Natalie Wiese. It's fair to say that Wales have yet to threaten inside South Africa's 22.
First bite, white.
Maybe they can set up a platform here. No.
Okay.
Jasper Wiese, the
First red,
The list of South African number 8s who played more tests than him is impressive and short. We've seen one of them, Dwayne Vermeulen. Pierre Spies, what a player he was. And Gary Teichmann, who was part of the post-1995 World Cup winning Springboks, but he's in that kind of company these days.
Great play. Jasper Wiese was exceptional in that Leicester Tigers team as well, who won the league. Following this man, Dwayne Vermeulen. I was just watching him warm up. You know, he's such a, I think, number 8. Your number 1 KPI is to take the team forward in ball carry. It's nice if you can do other things, but the one thing you have to do is roll up the sleeves and carry hard. You want minimum 10, around 15 carries a game. Get a lot of meters. He's already on 7 carries with 30 meters, and they're hard carries. They're the ones that give the speed of ball for the 10 on the next phase to then go wide, and he provides so much. Great carrying ability in traffic as well, where he's exceptional, such a powerful man.
Crouch! Bind! Sit!
Wales free kick. Hardy wanted to get on with it, but he was some way off the mark, in fairness to Luke Ramos, the referee. Meantime, a game continuing on the road. Interesting to see South Africa going in so quickly at the scrum, Sam. You would have thought instinctively that they would back their power and not have to gamble quite so much.
Yeah, I was thinking these are things Rasty's probably going to be slightly frustrated with, because that's 3 times now they've given up a scrum free kick, not a penalty. It's a free kick. It's more of a technical offence from South Africa. They're not getting beaten by Wales by power in the scrum, just too eager to get out the blocks because they want to dominate. But you've got to couple that will to dominate with a discipline. But at the minute, they're just getting it a little bit wrong at scrum time. 3 free kicks has kept Wales in the game from a territorial perspective. I think Rasty would rather them be more ruthless in those situations.
So here we go, Wales with the ball in their hands inside South Africa's 22. They still have it, but rather by luck ahead of design, but and the penalty conceded.
Holding.
Isolated Dan Edwards as he tried to rescue that ball.
Frustrating for Wales. Just an overthrow, isn't it? Misses Alex Mann. Defending the line out, Springboks. They got a great chance. I spoke, Nick, about Wales trying to manage after those 2 early tries, that second quarter in the game, and they've done it really, really well. They've only conceded 7 points. Now this next 5 minutes becomes super, super important, because the Springboks are definitely going to go after it.
Once again, the shorter line out, so big blokes loaded in this midfield. There's one of them, a legitimate back, Esterhuizen. Mostert, oh, he didn't use Mostert, instead it's Feinberg and Gomazulu and Moody chasing hard, but the ball winning the race.
That's 5+1, 2 matter. No competition.
Alex Mann
For me.
switches from 6 to 7 today, wearing a shirt worn with distinction by Harry Deeves last Saturday. Deeves part of the warm-up, but I just wonder whether Steve Tandy was fearing that he might not quite have the kilograms, Sam, to deal with this Springbok pack today. As excellent as Deeves was a week ago, there's just a little bit more ballast in that back row today.
Yeah, you certainly do need to respect the opposition. I always think you have to play to your strengths, but if a player can offer a little bit more punch in contact, you know, in defence and in attack, and you're playing South Africa, we've seen already the damage they've caused off 9, and at scrum time when they do get it right, you do need to be able to match some of that fire with your own fire.
Mostert
Well formed.
taken in by Khaleesi. Grobbelaar now has it
Still moving. Stop one.
safely in his inside pocket. Morné van den Berg suggesting that he might fancy a little dart down this shorter left-hand side. Instead he goes right, and Esterhuizen. A little under 3 minutes to half-time. Wales desperately trying to bolt doors here. Mostert, he's had an industrious first half. Big hit on Jean Kleyn. Lake and Mann putting in the defensive work, but it's still South African ball. Low. Wiese. Van den Berg. Grobbelaar. Helped out by Mostert. Just look at the speed of this South African ball. Feinberg and Ngomazulu. Willemse tipped up importantly. Rio Dyer doing his defensive job. And a job that was rewarded in the end.
Wales doing really well there. The Springboks sweeping around the blind side after a couple of bruising carries. Really held their own. You see it here. This time it's Joe Roberts. Rio, great shot. It's that double tackle. It's that fight after contact as well. Making sure that ruck is not easily won, forcing the Springboks to concede a penalty.
Joe Roberts doing the lassoing work down by the ankles. In the stands, Gavin Henson. Shave away, Gavin, shave away. We miss Eddie.
Still got beautiful tan, hasn't he? What a player. What a player. Talk about all-round players' ability, ball in hand, carry threat, wonderful defender.
Stay through the mark.
It's been sunny in Merthyr this autumn.
5. Now 3.
40th minute. Wales have been under the hammer.
Thank you.
South Africa have mustered the 3 tries.
Last feet.
Hardy. Chased by Dyer, and again he earns his reward for persistence. Edwards, oh that's quick, and Ellis Mee, oh Mee, not far away, and right at the end of this first half, perhaps the brightest moment of Wales' promise.
This time Wales winning those crumbs. Speak about it, Rio Dyer goes on a little adventure on his own, but really good recognition. Dan Edwards, when you win those crumbs, often the space is the other side of the field, so the ability for Wales to recognise that. Unfortunately, the kick is a bit too hard for Ellis Mee to gather, but really, really smart rugby. Dan Edwards. We're into the red.
Interesting to see what Springboks do with this. Kind of side with the ambition not to finish the half here. They'll want to give it one big last blast and see where it might take them. Dearlendy takes on the shoulders of Joe Hawkins. Grobbelaar, oh that's brilliantly taken by Moody. A spinning Moody. Feinberg and Ngomazulu. Esterhuizen's there. South Africa eager to end this half in the grand fashion. Nortje. Wales in full retreat. Dearlendy. Moody the threat on this left-hand side. Hooker, as always, away to the right. Esterhuizen. Wales conceding the penalty, the offside penalty. Van den Berg up to within 6 metres. Grobbelaar. How quickly South Africa have turned this into a position of real promise again as they hunt a fourth before the break. Nortje lays it up for Low. Nearly there. Penalty, however, advantage being played.
Number 3, is that right?
Well, we wondered about South African ambition this close to the half-time oranges, and we saw it there.
Captain, please. Just make sure when you are close to your goal line, you make an effort to be on side.
Yes, sir. Just
have a word.
Sir.
Have a word, please.
Just cleaning people past the ruck. The offside line is moving.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Gotta love that from South Africa though, Sam, haven't you? Half-time can wait. It'll come around soon enough. We've got the ball and we have another opportunity.
This is where we've seen that all-court game from South Africa. It's a great break. They execute really well. A couple of 2v1s, pass and slip to hand. Then they get into that 22, and then it tightens up. And then they go into the ruthless power game. This is the break. Just gets outside. Canan Mooney gets on the outside of Alex Mann. Lovely ball back inside to find Ngomazulu. And then from this moment, they condense and they come in off 9 and they win that penalty. Nice play from the line break from South Africa.
Coach!
The South African voice is saying discipline. They conceded too many free kicks in this area. There's one last opportunity before the break.
Play on.
Scrum's gone down, but on we go. Esterhuizen, fifth gear by the time he hit that red wall, and look at the damage he did. Scrum half gives it some air. Visa very nearly scores a second. South Africa do have a fourth, and it's the tiniest man on the pitch, Morné Vandenberg. And the Springboks will head to the tunnel with 4 tries.
On the post.
It's not a complicated sport sometimes, is it? Big men running hard. Esterhuizen, one of the best in the world game. 118 kilograms. Stop me. Stop me. Runs hard, puts him on the front foot, players in momentum. Vandenberg takes the try, but the hard work done. Big carries. Good try, South Africa.
So I've seen 3 South Africa carries off first phase. It's just Esterhuizen into Dan Edwards. Like you say, Jamie, no thrills. Big man against Wales' smallest man in the back line.
I think Wales knew this was going to be a very tough Saturday afternoon. And South Africa head for the away dressing room with those 4 tries.